Study that shows just how costly it is to have a child in our area, not just have a child, but raise a child to adulthood. In our area, it is much more expensive than other parts of the country. Lending Tree put Maryland as the fourth most costly state to raise a child. D.C. is number 9, Virginia is number 14, and the cost of daycare specifically high among all three. D.C. has the highest daycare costs on average in the nation. So let's talk a little bit about the costs and what we can do with the First 5 Years Fund Executive Director, Sarah Rittling. Sarah, thanks for coming in. Pretty sobering statistics, aren't they?
It is, isn't it? Can you imagine having a family today and seeing that stat?
Yeah, we mentioned childcare. Is that the biggest expense?
It is. It is. Childcare has outpaced inflation for many, many years. And so the cost of raising a child is as you said, is a lot. But the cost of childcare, where the children go before the age of 5, can be a family's single biggest expense next to their rent or their mortgage.
We'll talk about how we can rectify some of these costs, if at all possible, in just a second. But what else is there? What else goes into the cost of raising a child? I understand the first 5 years you're talking about for sure, the child care costs.
Absolutely.
What else is being looked at when it comes to the added cost of raising a child?
Well, you're talking about diapers and food and education expenses. This cost of what keeps you up and moving about, it goes into children as well.
It's interesting, too, and when we look at these numbers and we talk about how staggering they are, some of these numbers jumped 15, 20, almost 25% in the last year or two. These are massive jumps. Is that just all due to increased costs in childcare, or is there something else at play here?
I'm not an expert on all the things that went into the Lending Tree study, but certainly when it comes to child care, we've seen the cost of care since for many, many years, going back decades, jump over 200% at times. And so when you think about where children go, you have the cost of the facility itself. We see rising costs of housing and building space. That's one factor, as well as just the cost. It's labor intensive. And so what goes into caring for children during the day is a loving and caring caregiver.
So those costs are there, and parents need to be aware of that, especially new parents, that the costs are there. Is there anything that can be done to try to balance out those costs?
Oh, anything. And we need some help, right? Parents they have a lot on their plate and they need some peace of mind. And when you're thinking about having a child or even having a second child, we've seen some studies that we've put out that show that they're having second thoughts about that because of the cost of care. So right now there are some proposals in Congress that could help offset some of these costs that families are feeling, spearheaded by Senator Katie Britt from Alabama, Tim Kaine from Virginia here in the backyard, and it has really broad support.
As far as that, and there are tax credits that you should take advantage of for sure if you're a parent. But is there anything else in the works? Is that pretty much it? We're looking at right now just whatever Congress can do at this point to try to help, right?
Right, exactly. Congress has a big to-do on their list when they're thinking about these tax extenders. And when we think about all the other things that they're looking at, they should really be looking at what's going to make an impact on families at the kitchen table when they're thinking about the cost of raising children. Child care is one of those, and so they should be looking at ways to expand those tax credits that offset that cost.
No doubt about it. And like we said off the top, you're looking at $300,000 now from birth to age 18 is the latest study, but even that is up significantly just over the last year or two. Sarah Rittling, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you.
There's the information for the First 5 Years Fund. If you'd like to find out more information, you can find it online using that link there.